good morning, good afternoon, good night, wherever you are in podcast land. What are we on? 40, 49, 48, 49, one or two? So first of all, we chugging along, fellas. How y'all feeling?
Good.
Y'all know how we get down. This is episode 49, laying pipe with the PVC crew. You know I got my boys in me like always. We're gonna start off with my man Paul. Paul, say what's up to the people.
What's up, people? Tuning in to episode 49. Just here, sitting at the table doing it with my boys. Much love, respect to everybody. Vic, say what's up to the people, brother.
Hello everyone, back at it again. Paul and Cam here at my sides is how I prefer things.
Pause.
Wait, did he say my sides?
Pause.
Wow,
Nope.
I thought he said
Nope.
I said sides.
Nope. Pause.
What did he just say?
My side.
He said, I got Paul and Cam with me by my side like I like to have it. Pause. You ain't. Nah.
That's not bad.
It was all bad either way.
No,
Pause.
I know what you said.
I know. I appreciate the love. Pause. Pause.
But in all seriousness, this is episode 49. I don't feel like it.
It sure don't.
I'm gonna be honest, dog. I don't feel like it. It feel like we barely at episode 20. I mean, we've been at this for a hot minute now.
Well, it is 20. It is 22 on the video portion of things. Some people watching along on YouTube, of course.
I'll say this though: if you've been sticking around since the Frantone days, please let us know. If you know what I'm talking about, please let us know. We're gonna have to do something for you if you've been around with us for that long.
Yeah, we got something to tuck for y'all. Don't worry about that. If y'all been rocking since day one, since the Frantones days. Shout out to Frantones, by the way. Yeah, definitely show some love in the comments below. We definitely appreciate y'all.
If you don't know what Frantones is, Frantones is a pizza joint we used to go to when we first started. They were real cool about us just going in there with all this equipment. They didn't really bother us at all. It was real nice.
Oh, yeah, like, who's those two black guys who doing all that high technical stuff?
They keep looking over. Did they order?
Yeah, they got Hispanic with them. Oh, yeah, they're safe.
Nah, we put some good money in their pocket. They all right.
Plus, the food wasn't half bad either.
No, the Frantones pizza is on point. That's a fact.
But enough about the past, my friends. We got to talk about the present, and there is much to talk about. So, Cameron, I'm gonna pass this torch back to you. What direction are we taking this now?
First of all, hi. My name is Cam.
Oh, you gonna have me joking. It's too early for that. Come on. You busted him in a pie.
My name is
Nerd Boy Fresh. Y'all better get it right. And y'all know who it be. My name's Cam, aka Mr. Nerd Boy Fresh.
Freaky.
Follow me on the gram and all that good stuff. Definitely appreciate y'all rocking along. Appreciate all the love y'all been showing to the squad, of course. All 52 plus of our subscribers. Last time I got it wrong, so I want to make sure I get it right.
Thanks for
52 of y'all. I appreciate y'all. Go ahead.
Thanks for sticking around, even though some of you were held at gunpoint, essentially.
Nah. I mean, but we definitely appreciate it though, because of people. I mean, we had to put a few of you on the chokehold.
You want to get technical with it, wasn't bribery.
No. We definitely appreciate y'all.
Support.
You're going around to people, it's like, look, this number's up, and if it goes down, I'm coming back.
So we definitely appreciate y'all.
I know where you live.
We appreciate y'all rocking with the squad, of course, man. It's an honor to do this like we always do. We got a few topics. I don't know. We're gonna act the fool real fast. But we're gonna
just picture Paul. I'm in your walls. Click subscribe.
You sure you want to wear that?
Yeah. Like it. Oh yeah. Since you mentioned that, like and subscribe if I haven't done so already. We definitely appreciate that.
It looks a little dry.
You got extra cheese on that?
You got any ketchup?
Oh man, that's too funny.
You're out of napkins.
I believe y'all alone right now.
So what's going down?
All right, so we're gonna cover a couple of things real fast. This is gonna be kind of an abbreviated episode for us. Normally we go about 3 hours or so, but this is gonna be an abbreviated one. We're gonna try to get in, get out, Pause. We're gonna try to do. We're gonna try to. We're gonna try to
breathe in, breathe out.
Hey, first of all, that's a joint. But let's go ahead and run through a couple of topics real fast. Let's start off. We're gonna start off right here. Did y'all watch WrestleMania?
Oh, of course.
No, I know you guys checked it out.
I
did not.
Yeah, it was 2 days worth of action. What did y'all think about it?
Yeah, Paul.
Well, for starters, for me, I was amazed how big the attendance was. 100,000 people.
Yeah, it's like 80. It's like
So
80,000, 82,000 each night. Something to that effect. It was a lot of heads. So it wound up being like for a 2-day total, like 162,000 people in SoFi. And for people who are unaware, like SoFi Stadium was just built like within the last like couple of years. It's like a brand spanking new stadium. They just did Rolling Loud there a couple of weeks ago. They just had the NCAA championship game.
Yeah.
They doubled back and did WrestleMania. Like, it's really popping. It's actually a very good venue, by the way, right next to the Forum in Inglewood for people who
and I was gonna mention because I haven't really been excited, but I passed by it that time I went to at the Forum for AEW. But overall, the outcome was good. The gate, I know they made a lot of money at the gate and what they brought in. And shout out some of my boys, I trained wrestling with from Santino Brothers. They was up in there, so shout out to you guys. My boy Gino Rivera's in town. He was there. My boy Big Sean Black. Boy Johnny Suarez. And my boy K1. They was all over there. Lucha Machine. I said Lucha Suarez. Lucha Machine. My boys. Shout out to y'all. I'm glad you guys had a good time there. Overall, all the matches, like, man, the best match was the fucking, excuse my language, but that triple threat match with Sheamus and Drew McIntyre.
That was a goodie. That was a goodie. They went hard. They went hard in the paint considering.
It was brutal, and the one thing I did admire about that match was the way how Sheamus got the crowd to react with him, and then he got a standing ovation.
It was cool. That was dope. But here's my thing about that. If you were going to do all that, knowing that Sheamus is going to get that type of run, y'all should have gave him the belt. Y'all should have gave him the belt.
It was close.
Y'all should have gave him the belt.
Because when he hit the white noise,
I know.
I was like,
oh, they gonna give it to him.
Because I was excited. I was like, man, I hope he wins.
I thought they were going to give him the belt.
None taking away my boy Drew McIntyre, but
I mean, don't get me wrong. Drew, I'm gonna keep it tall. Drew had his run like a year and a half to 2 years ago. He was really on that hot run, kind of like what Sheamus is on right now. But I thought for sure they were going to give Sheamus that belt.
But if I had to sit and watch it again, I would really watch it again. I hope they do a rematch of that.
They're going to have to do something with that. They're going to have
really good.
They're going to have to revisit the whole Sheamus and Gunther. And even with Drew, I mean, because even like Drew and Sheamus being real boy, like really being boys like that. But see, the only problem with doing that now, you just kind of ran that storyline with Sammy and Kevin, and so you don't want to double up that story, but it will make a good one though.
Yeah.
Now speaking of this, who got their skull split open?
Oh, so that match was a Hell in a Cell match, and it featured the Rated R Superstar and Hall of Famer Edge. The one who got his hits was Finn Balor.
Yeah.
What happened was he set up for the ladder, and Edge just threw the ladder at him. So the way he was trying to duck, but the way he tilted his head and just split his head right
At full force.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is where I always say that I know like outcomes and stuff is scripted.
It's a performance.
It is
really good performance.
It is a performance, so don't ever think. But don't ever take away the fact that they're not athletes either, because not everybody, even though in a scripted performance, not everybody could do this. I mean, this is not one of those things where these are athletes in every sense of the word. These are people who. If you took them away and had them go play some football or some lacrosse or some rugby, trust me, I'm pretty sure they could get down and do that too.
No, I'm not being insulting when I say this. This is just respect when I say this. It's like a play of sorts.
Yes.
It absolutely is. That's not a bad thing.
Yes.
Because it's it's much harder than a play.
Yeah.
Because, like you said, these are athletes.
Right.
There's no CGI. There's no, like fake muscles in this.
Right.
They're built like that, and they got to work to maintain it.
And
they have to get this right.
Right.
Perfectly.
And this is one of those things. It's like a one take Jake type situation. You only got one shot to do this because it's not like one of those things where you could like rerun this again. Okay, I make a mistake and rerun this, or I could redo this script again. You got to run this thing one time, one shot, and if it goes south, you just got to roll with it, which goes into that particular match. So first of all, I really like that match a lot.
It was a good match.
Edge came out, did his thing, and even after Finn got hurt, he still came through and was still rocking. He still got on the top of that cage and tried to coup de grace.
And that's just part of business. If you tell them a good storyline, it has to make sense. Whether I say whatever wrestler, anybody gets matched up together and got good chemistry and actually can work together without injuring each other. Now the risk take is when you go on that kind of matches, it's 50-50. We gonna get hurt.
Yeah, it's just a matter of, and I knew Edge. I mean, because if y'all were really watching it, you could see Edge face like, dog, I hit him, but I really didn't mean to do that. And you saw it in his face.
But the outtake was good. The ending, I was happy with the ending.
The ending was cool. That was good. I mean, and this is all day 2, by the way. This was all on the Sunday card. Did you like the Saturday card better, or did you like the Sunday card better? Because they both were good. Don't get it wrong, but they were good for 2 different reasons, by the way.
Don't get it twisted.
For me, I had to say the Sunday card was more thriving than actual. Only, like I said, the match with the Rhea Ripley and Charlotte, that was a good match. That was an intense match. It led up to the hype, and it was the right predicament I knew was going to happen. Rhea Ripley worked her butt off for that match.
They had to give her something. Mm-hmm. They had to give her something.
Only thing she troubleshoot a lot though, but that's easy to fix. But other than that, she did a fantastic job. No,
it was like the Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. The one thing I really liked about that was that they actually gave a full on. It wasn't like Charlotte just rolled over purposely.
Mm-hmm.
You saw them actually kind of make it really a show. Knowing, and I knew Charlotte kind of knew that she's going to give up the belt, but you could see that they actually put on a very, very good, show to make it look good for Rhea to kind of get it in the right way. So I was really cool with that. I was cool with Rhea getting the belt because, like, ultimately you had to give her a belt, and I didn't think they would want to give up Bianca's belt just yet, even though they probably could, but they're not.
Well, Bianca, she did real outstanding job, and my heart goes out.
No, that's what I thought. Let me leak that in. I'm gonna let you jump in. So there was a lot of small stuff that happened within WrestleMania that kind of went under the table. One of the things is that you had a few people get hurt. We just talked about Finn Balor. He got hurt. One of the special guests that came in was Shane O'Mac. I mean, first of all, shout out to Shane O'Mac, of course. I know, because he came through. I was like, yo, that was dope. But he got hurt. And
the funny thing about that was Snoop Dogg came out of nowhere and was like, "Hey, you alright, cuz?" But he called him cuz. That was gangster shit.
But it was cool because
he did a good job. He saved
that whole segment where it could have went south bad really quick, and he saved that whole segment. So shout out to Snoop Dogg. He hosted it. He hosted with The Miz, of course. And The Miz did his thing, don't get me wrong, even though his segments were goofy, but it kind of worked by sometimes. I didn't really like the Pat McAfee thing, but I really kind of liked the Shane O'Mac part of it. And Snoop coming in and kind of saving the day. That was cool.
NFL player who came in, jumped in.
Yeah, like George Kittle. Shout out to George Kittle. If you're a 49ers fan like I am,
And the whole time I was like, I bet you can't.
I was like, I like to see that.
The Rey Mysterio match was great.
But let me double back. We're going to go to Rey Mysterio in a second. But let me double back to the Bianca match real fast. Because one of the things that Bianca did, and I was kind of cool that she did this. So she brought out a trooper girl. So in her intro, which was a pretty fire intro, by the way, she brought out the girls from, there was like a dance troupe from Compton.
Yeah.
And so...
The Compton Dancers.
Yeah, it was a Compton dance crew, which they are first and foremost about education. So all the to even be on that group, you have to have like very good grades and all this stuff. And there's a bunch of girls, ranging from the age of I believe 6 to about 10, 11 or so. If I'm not.
It was 4 and up.
Yeah, it's like 4 and up, and so they were going through the whole routine. But I guess they found out the day, like maybe within hours of them taking stage, that one of the girls, who was one of the feature girls, she was like one of the youngest ones, and she was doing like the contortionist. Her mom passed away.
Yeah.
Right then and there, they had to let her know, but she didn't want. They were going to not have her take stage, but I guess in the whole talks and the conversation is that they wanted her to still have this moment. And so what Bianca did, which was real cool, said, "Look, we're going to feature her. I'm going to let her dance with me. I'm going to have her lead us out and make sure we give her the best moment possible." And for that alone, if you didn't do nothing else, for that alone,
and that's a moment.
That's the reason why you kind of have to keep a Bianca type there, because.
And this is why WWE should get a lot of credit for that too as well.
Why?
Because the stuff they do outside of WWE, the stuff that with the foundation,
they
make a wish.
Yeah, and like I said, John Cena. The first thing he led in with was,
the kids.
"Yo, I got the kids." It's John Cena. He had 15 kids from Make a Wish, and said, "Look, not just bring them to the show. He had them on stage, basically front and center, so everybody could see." Gapped them all up, made them involved, threw the never give up towel, and did his thing. First, and that was great on John Cena's behalf, because he didn't really have to do that either. That was great. The only thing about the John Cena thing is that you could just tell that he's just getting old. That's the only thing about it.
You gotta give some credit though. He's been at this for years.
Yeah. No, this is like 20 years. This is like 20 years in.
It's amazing he still looks as good as he does.
Right.
He's put his body through a lot.
Right. And it's just, you could just tell the.
John always stayed in good shape. He always kept
but like
workouts.
Joints, ligaments, like you get worn out through that.
I think the worst injury he ever had was he had that shoulder.
Yeah, he had busted up shoulder one time.
On top of his own acting and whatnot.
And that was the other thing. He, and John in particular, I was like commendable for that, because for a lot of reasons, he didn't have to do this. He still came in. This is why everybody say, "Would The Rock come in?" I was like, look, ultimately The Rock could have came through. Could have John came through, The Rock could have came through. I'm gonna be honest with you, because John Cena, he has a movie. He's in Fast 10. That's coming up in a few weeks, by the way. So he's in promo mode right now.
I'm sorry, if I remember correctly, aren't The Rock and John Cena brothers in the Fast and Furious movie? Or am I mistaken?
No. The John Cena and Vin Diesel are brothers in the Fast and Furious movie.
Okay, that's what I remember.
Yes, you're not far, but it is those two. But be it as it may, it was just like I wasn't surprised that John Cena did what he did. I was almost surprised that you didn't see The Rock, considering that he at least could have made an appearance. That was one of the things that if you were going to do something, that would have been like some of the surprises that they could have pulled off was.
Oh, most definitely.
You could have pulled off The Rock being there. I knew Stone Cold was, should have been there. He didn't wind up.
I think he was there until, but he wasn't.
He wasn't involved in the show. And I thought they should have I thought they should have involved him in the show, whether you did it for like a Hall of Fame or you did it for.
It would have been cool to see him and LA Knight go at it.
That's what I was saying. You could have done something like that, or maybe have like Stone Cold interrupt like the whole like Sami Zayn KO type deal, just to kind of like the old monkey wrench in that a little bit. But that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna get to that. They rocked the house. I mean, from what everybody said who was there live, they said that when that Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens match, when that completed, they said, and I had people in attendance.
Me too.
They didn't leave. They were still sitting because of how that match ended, and they was like, Sami Zayn was up there hanging out with them, and even when they left, they were still just kind of hanging out and basking. And they were saying they were rocking. Versus how night 2 ended when Cody didn't get the win, and everybody was like, "Oh."
You know what? I had to sit down and think about it as I was watching the build up on that match and build up on the storyline they told. I had a feeling Cody was going to lose. The reason why I say that, because he's still working out the issues he had with WWE to the power, to the past of him exiting, him starting his own business, stuff like that. So, but I get it. Business is business. So, but
you can't.
And I give it to Roman for. Damn, this gonna be what 930. He gonna
it's
a third WrestleMania. He's main event,
and he's going to, and they're going to sit him for the next month and a half. So basically, he takes his fight. The next fight he takes, I'm pretty sure, it's probably Fastlane, maybe. Oh no, not it was not Fastlane. Was it Backlash?
Backlash. That's in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, maybe Backlash because it's in Puerto Rico. But even then, he really don't have to take a match there because who are you going to put him up against now? You don't have nobody to put him against now. I mean, yes, you could do a rematch with Cody.
I was looking forward to see if they was gonna have a triple match with him, Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, but they said, but Brock turned, which leads me to believe that you're not going to have that match, but you're going to probably have a Brock and Cody match, which means
that'll make money.
Oh yeah, no, that's gonna be a good thing anyway. But basically, what you're saying is that, but if Brock really beats Cody, then that knocks him down a peg too. Then it's like, okay, now what are you really doing with Cody? If that makes sense. That's why I said you almost should have gave him the belt and let Brock and Cody fight in the meantime, and then let Roman, if he's gonna take the reins again, let him get it back. But I understand they want to let him get to 1,000. I get that part too. Kind of like the whole Bianca thing. They had to make sure she cleared a full year of holding the belt too. I get it.
Kind of upset with that, but I get it. They had to let her win because
I don't think. But see, the thing is, even though Asuka's good, I don't think Asuka is the one who they wanted to have the belt. I mean, Rhea was the next one in line, and they gave her the belt. So they had to give her one of the two. They just gave her Charlotte's again, and they always put Charlotte in that position.
That Bianca and Asuka match was real good.
No. It was great. I just didn't. I mean, the ending was kind of like you kind of saw it coming.
Yeah, because they tried to play the stronghold stuff, which again, if you don't know what you're doing,
right.
Just troublesome. But they both did good.
Yeah, but it was good. I mean, the match was good. Both nights was good. The only thing I didn't like is that all the titles changed day one, and no title change day two. Mm-hmm. And whereas if you're going to have a title change, you should have almost moved. You should have almost flipped the women's matches. Like if you're gonna not have that title move, you put the Bianca match night one be like right behind, like right in front of the Cody and the Sami Zayn match, and then you put Rhea Ripley on night two, leading into the Roman Reigns match.
Yeah.
All right.
But anyway, I just wanted to kind of like touch bases on that a little bit because I know that kind of popped off and that happened. But first and foremost, for the people who did get hurt, speedy recovery to all of you. One of the things is like all the people who showed up at SoFi, from what was told, it wasn't no fight, no in-house fighting, meaning that none of the people in the audience was acting a fool. You didn't have no antics that went off really without a hitch. And that's saying an awful lot because most of the times when we have 80,000 people in Inglewood, California, normally something pops off. So for y'all to do that 2 nights in a row and put back-to-back good events out, that's good. From what was, yeah, really, really good. And from what I was told, just to give y'all some business behind that, the WWE is going to be merged with the UFC, and so I guess it's going to be a
who's absorbing who.
It's not really absorb. So there's a business group. I forgot the name of the group. Yeah. I forgot the name of them off the top of my head. So pardon me, people watching along who I forgot the group. But some of the E is correct. But they're taking over. I know the UFC is 51% owners. UFC is gonna. UFC is 51% owners. WWE is gonna be 49% owners. What's his face? He's still gonna be chairman. Vince McMahon is still gonna be chairman, so he's still gonna be executive. He's gonna be rolling a lot of the calls for the WWE side of things. The only thing that's gonna do is expand their brand. Now, if they're merging, the business aspect of it is that they still have their deal with Peacock, but UFC has a deal with ESPN. So mainly, what it's going to look like is they're going to be able to put both brands literally on both companies, which would be cool. So if you move, let's say you move WWE to ESPN, it'll be cool. I think the one question mark is, and here's the question for you is, the beauty about it being on Peacock is a lot more eyes could watch it because on Peacock you pay Peacock a little $5 or $10 a month or whatever it may be. You can watch stuff on Peacock, but the talk is that they're potentially maybe making this merger so they could take it off of Peacock, at least the big events, and putting it on ESPN, so it'll be like on a pay-per-view. So would you rather go back to the pay-per-view style, or would you rather it be on like Peacock, like the big events?
Be on Peacock, big events. I mean, you still, even though you're paying like $4.99, but you're paying that whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm pretty sure they make more than, I would say not Netflix, but because they put any movies that didn't do good in the theaters, they'll just slide it on.
I mean, but
stuff like that.
But
but the merge thing, I seen this coming a long way, so it might work.
Yeah, because keep in mind, WWE has to deal with Fox and then with Peacock. So basically, you have NBC and Fox basically in a merged deal together. Now with UFC, with ESPN. Now basically, you got the three major networks. Basically, have rights to the UFC now. The rights to the WWE now, which makes it very interesting because you could do a lot of good things with it. Yeah. The only bad thing I could potentially see is that they go back to the old pay-per-view model, and I don't think that works. Nah. I think one of the beauties of them being on Peacock and having people watch the pay-per-views and stuff now is that now you got more eyes watching it, whereas before you just didn't.
Yeah.
No matter what. I mean, everyone's like, oh, well, what happened to WrestleMania? I wasn't paying no $50 to watch WrestleMania. But people will pay $5 to watch that WrestleMania, and you had a lot more eyes and a lot more visibility.
And that's the beauty of it, not of it. But
right.
That, I enjoy WrestleMania.
But WrestleMania was really, really, really good. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to Snoop again. Like I said, he did his thing. Shout out to Roman and all the people who did their thing. Everybody did a good show. I'll give y'all that. Other things. Let's talk about this for a second. I know it's like a weird transition, but we're gonna transition all the way full circle.
What is it?